It's another day, the sun is shining. Got to know what's going on around you. Wake up, it's the time to motivate your mind. Come with me, let's make this moment brighter. Wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Come on and wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Hey.
Welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise. I'm Anastasia Palacios.
Good morning, TGIF to you. Blessed Friday. I'm Philippe Simon.
And of course, it's our pleasure to be back with you this Friday. We hope that you had a wonderful week, that you're looking forward to a great weekend filled with rest and good times. And of course, we've got a great show lined up for you today.
Great show as always, Star. But I want to say, how was your birthday? It happened this week. I mean, the sun wasn't shining as bright, but I know everything was just all lit up for you.
It certainly was, Phil. I think, as I would have said to you, I'm in a space of just absolute gratitude for every blessing in my life, including wonderful family, great friends, and my beautiful children. And so when you've got that, I think you have all you need. And so I really just enjoyed a very quiet day. I got to go out to dinner on the evening of my birthday with some of my loved ones, and I'll hang out with some of my girlfriends, all things going well tomorrow. But it's based on that alone, Phil, it was an absolutely fabulous day just to be able to be loved and for that love to be shared by so many. So really a great day. Now, I know somebody in your house is also celebrating a very special day.
I tell you, man, the sweetest boy ever. Camuel Philip Simon is 13 years old today. I can't believe it. He's just everything that's great about God, I would say. I mean, he's just the sweetest little thing. I shouldn't say little anymore because he's almost, he's past your height, and he's coming for me too. But I want to say happy birthday to, my baby boy, not a baby boy, our baby boy, and just the best thing ever. I mean, one of God's greatest gifts to us.
Yeah, definitely. I remember when he was born. And so this is a testament to how old our relationship is. But I remember when he was born, and it's crazy that he's 13 now. But I celebrate him with you and your beautiful wife, Sherry, and your other daughters. He is definitely an absolute sweetheart. Just a pleasant, happy, joyful, kind, considerate young man, and a great example for many other young boys to follow. So happy birthday, Camille, from all of us here at Bahamas at Sunrise. We wish you a beautiful day, a wonderful year. Keep continuing to grow in the light of God, and certainly keep continuing to be you. We absolutely love to see it.
No doubt, no doubt. But you're right, Star. We've got a really good show lined up. As always, here on Bahamas at Sunrise, we'll be discussing the work of the Department of Gender and Family Affairs in our Bridging the Gap segment, and BAARK. For those of you who don't know, we will tell you all about it, but they're here to talk about their inaugural Potcake golf tournament.
And Bahamian College student Templeton Sawyer is here to talk about being named one of Atlantic Business Magazine's 30 Under 30 Innovators. And we will visit our segment with National Sports Hall of Fame inductee Oral Hudson and Olympian Pauline Davis-Thompson. So of course, we've got that ahead. Before we go to weather, Bahamas at Sunrise would like to continue to honor the late Father Etienne Bowleg, former rector of Holy Trinity Parish, who passed away last week. We shared a video on Monday's show, and here is another episode of Moments of Inspiration that he did for our show in 2002.
We continue our theme on the need for divine guidance. Today we look at the Canaan of his perfect love. He who has compassion on them will guide them and lead them beside springs of water, says Isaiah 49, verse 10. I'm often asked, what is the secret of emancipation from worry? How may one share the fearful and fretful attitude to life? The answer I usually give is this: live the guided life. As soon as one understands the more importance of allowing one's life to be guided by God and seeks His direction and control, it is not long before one experiences a deep inner peace. As Dr. W.E. Sangster once said, not to feel the whole burden of responsible decision, not to find one's mind a constant battleground of contending forces, not to be haunted by the fear of the consequences as one anticipates a grave mistake. That is half the journey to the land of inner peace. People of peace, when we are sensitive to the commands and counsel of God and feel our own powers of reason and insight clarified by the light of His presence, we arrive at what one writer describes as the Canaan of His perfect love. Here, there is still need for toil, but it is toil amid tranquility. It is toil, the rest that remains for the people of God. Contrast this with stress and strain, if those who feel on cooperative help from above, tossing on seas of uncertainty and coming to their decisions with frantic and unquiet minds. Indecision that becomes decision. They drift on with a spurious sense of relief and try to convince themselves that this is the way life should be lived. How different for those who say, we are not our own, we were bought with a price, as St. Paul says in 1 Corinthians 6, 19 to 20.
And thanks again for that reflection of Father Etienne Boleg. His ministry was such a blessing. And now let's check on weather with Godfrey Burnside.
Weather at Sunrise, brought to you by Bahamas First. What's first for you comes first for us.
Thank you, Star, and good morning, Bahamas. In your first look at about the sunrise, troughing across the extreme northwest Bahamas, along with moist, unstable air mass, will trickle off pockets of showers and thunderstorms over northwest Bahamas today and into the weekend. Today, though, variable cloudiness, a bit breezy and warm, with scattered showers, isolated thunderstorms, mainly across the northwest Bahamas. Tonight, your high temperature reaching 84 degrees Fahrenheit. Tonight, cloudy, breezy and mild, with a few showers, isolated thunderstorms, again mainly across the northwest Bahamas. Your low temperature going down to 72 degrees Fahrenheit. And some regional highs and lows across the Caribbean, Barbados 87 and 77. In Jamaica, 88 and 72. In Trinidad, 87 and 78. And the Turks and Caicos Islands, 86 and 73. Across North America, Atlanta, 60 and 38. In Raleigh, 58 and 35. In Miami, 79 74. Dallas, Texas, 61 and 37. And Toronto, Canada, 45 and 34. As you go the next 5 days, we're looking at variable cloudiness through Monday, breezy, warm with a few showers, isolated thunderstorms. But we have a front that will pass through sometime on late Monday into Tuesday night. We have clearance by Tuesday. We'll temperatures dip. Temperature daytime will be in the low to mid 80s at daytime and the lower 70s at nighttime. That puts a wrap on your first look at weather at sunrise. I'm glad to go inside. Back to you, Phil.
Thank you very much, Brother Godfrey. So the Department of Gender and Family Affairs expands the scope of the work previously executed by the Bureau of Women's Affairs in order to ensure a more inclusive and comprehensive approach to tackling social challenges and human rights. Here to tell us more are Dr. Calae Philippe, Director, Department of Gender Affairs, and Elaine Sands, our good friend here at Bahamas at Sunrise. Of course, she's a gender expert within the very same department. Good morning, ladies. Welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Good morning, Bahamas, and good morning, Mr. Simon. It's great to be here.
All right, so good to see both of you here so early in the morning, but listen, this is what we do, right? This is what we do. So we talk about this mandate all the time, the Department of Gender and Family Affairs. I mean, elaborate a little bit on what it is.
Well, what it is the scope is to ensure a more inclusive and comprehensive approach to tackling some of the social challenges, particularly addressing gender-based violence, male health and wellness, while creating programs to address education, training, employment, and social justice as it relates to all genders. And that is key, all genders.
Certainly all genders are important. You know, a lot of things have been making news here recently. We don't have to touch on them specifically, but what makes this department so very important, Elaine?
Well, the important thing is that we promote the empowerment of women as it relates to prevention of gender-based violence, which you know is very prevalent in the Bahamas. Okay, we also promote the prevention of sexual abuse, human trafficking, and we empower our NGOs to assist us in this vein. So that is really important as it relates to preventing and minimizing all of these social ills that is occurring in the Bahamas.
I mean, you talk about these social ills that occur every day. I think the prevalence of social media is probably just bringing to the fore what has been going on for a very long time. Now we get to see it live and in living color, and it really makes us, well, it certainly makes me sick to my stomach to see, you know, some of the things that are happening. Dr. Philippe, you mentioned, you know, this department is not only for women and children, but elaborate a little bit more on who all it caters to.
So our department also has, since 2018, a male desk. We would have had Mr. Henry Johnson join us this morning, but he's out there working hard during International Men's Day. And so we also provide education and training for men and advocating on behalf of men. You know, we have challenges with our men in the Bahamas, and we don't want to leave them out. And then also we are responsible for, you know, covering transgender as persons as well, not leaving them out, because we believe and advocate for human rights for all. Okay. And of course, the family unit. Remember, we're also the Department of Gender and Family Affairs. And so that's another scope that we will be expanding on in the coming year.
Yeah, it's kind of like the core of who we are as people. I mean, you've got everything covered there. Again, Elaine, what is the scope of services? I mean, if somebody contacts the Department of Gender and Family Affairs, what can they expect to receive?
What we did leave out is that the fact that we are also responsible for monitoring the obligation of the Bahamas. They are to keep up their obligation as they sign on to various conventions, okay, who also give us, advise us, okay.
So that's like the Convention on the Elimination of Discrimination Against Women. That's very important. Human rights, the rights of the child. We're responsible for Commission on, you know, for women. We're also responsible for the UN reports, the US Embassy reports, the Economic Community, Latin American, Caribbean. There are so many reports that we are responsible that comes to the desk of the permanent secretary, comes down to us, and we must report on where the Bahamas has moved since, you know, the last year. So that's a big responsibility, as Ms. San said. Also supporting the NGOs. We have grants now for the International Rural Women. We have grants for the International Men's Day, the National Women's Week, and addressing gender-based violence. And that's more recently so that we can help in the community to support organizations who are doing the work.
Well, I'll ask both of you this question because it's still at the forefront of our minds based on some of the things that we were seeing this week. But how can we address gender-based violence in our country?
I'll let the gender expert start us off.
Firstly, we need to tackle the attitudes and behaviors of the perpetrators in our communities. And victims of domestic violence need to first be able to identify if they are in a situation of violence behavior, and make sure that they do report the matters, that they follow through on these matters, because in a lot of cases with police intervention, there's a lot of withdrawal of matters, which in the end leads to death. And so we need to identify the attitude, we need to tackle the behaviors, we need to reach out to perpetrators. We cannot be saying to the perpetrators, child, if it was me and she did this, I'll do that, okay? That's a no-no.
So that's at the individual level. Then we have the community and of course, the society level. And so you have some institutional challenges, right? You have the challenge of poverty and vulnerability. We must tackle that and ensure that our women in particular are economically independent, and so that they do not end up being dependent in situations, even some of our men. And so this is one of the causes is poverty, a lack of employment. We also have to make sure we have policies in place that can address violence, sexual assault in public and private places. And there are laws that we need to address at the workplace so that we do not, the norms of supporting violence does not continue in our society, because our society, if you're sexually assaulted at work, what do? Who will protect you? What are the laws in place? Those are things we need to deal with. If you are assaulted in a relationship and you go to the police and you need a place to stay, where will you stay? The places that we have, the safe houses, you can maybe stay for two weeks. We really need to have more safe houses that will allow a woman or man or family in a situation to be able to stay at least up to 6 months, get themselves on their feet, get training, retooling, and so forth. So those are some institutional. So yes, we could tell people, call a hotline, do this, do that. Those are great things at the personal level. But when it comes to where is the social support, that's what we need to do. Make sure there's the appropriate social support as well as policies in place.
Yeah, and that certainly how people can get involved and support the cause, right? Because really it's everybody's opportunity. I want to almost say challenge, but certainly it's everybody's opportunity to make a difference.
Yes.
Really quickly, any upcoming events?
Yes, we're just having the International Men's Day Forum. This morning, we're going to be celebrating International Men's Day at the, I'm missing the place, but Ms. Sands will tell me. But tonight at 7 p.m., there'll be a Better Relationships Between Men and Women forum. You can find it on our Facebook page. Ms. Sands, tell us about National Women's Week and 60 Days of Activism.
National Women's Week begins on the 24th of this month, and it runs through to the 30th. And there are a lot of activities. We are focusing on the women's suffrage movement. You know, it was back in 1962, November 1962, when women got the right to vote. And since then, we have been recognizing that, and that is the reason for us celebrating National Women's Week. There is going to be a church service. We're going to be giving a church service on the 28th, Sunday the 28th of this month. And we are looking at 2 churches. As a matter of fact, we're inviting all churches on that day, on Sabbath and on Sunday, to wear orange and also to celebrate women. Also, this is the beginning of the 16 days of activism as well, which runs from the 25th of November to the 10th of December, which is Human Rights Day. And so we're working along with Zonta and all of the various agencies to pull off these activities, which we're looking forward to, not only to have these activities during this week, but to carry them on into 2022.
Mm-hmm. And then the Men's Day event is going to be at the Sports Center. We're also having men who are standing up against violence, and that's the white ribbon. You might see a white ribbon event as well. So we're coming together to heal the Bahamas through better relationships and end violence.
All right. Well said, ladies. Thank you so much, as always, for being here on Bahamas at Sunrise.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you.
Good morning, Bahamas, and join us to end violence now.
All right. Nothing else for me to say. We'll be right back.
First, it's more than just our name, more than just our achievements. It's our nature, and it's where we put our customers. At Bahamas First, we've refreshed our look, but our nature remains the same. We design insurance solutions that protect our customers from life's uncertainties. Whatever they may be, we equip you for the future so that you can recover stronger. Bahamas First, what's first for you comes first for us.
Imagine you are going places in life. You feel the love and support of your family and friends. And then something happens that can change it all. Can you imagine? No, I really want you to imagine. You've done that thing that no one wants to talk about. You've made a huge mistake. Now, there's no one around except you, the consequences, and this new life. Luckily, there's an organization called PACE that have been providing access to young mothers like me for 50 years. PACE believes in preventing these types of stories, but PACE also believes that my story does not have to end with the mistakes of my childhood. PACE believes in providing holistic assistance to young mothers and fathers when they need it most. PACE, providing access to continued education for more than 50 years.
Disasters strike with little to no warning. We hope for the best, but should be prepared for the worst. And you understand that an always online communication system plays a critical role in business as usual when emergencies occur. At Teleport One, we can prepare your business to operate as normal with our many voice, data, and video solutions. Contact us today and let our team ensure that you operate business as usual. 502-4550 or email sales@teleportone.com.
Welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise. Our next guest, a Bahamian student studying at Mount St. Vincent University in Halifax, Nova Scotia, was named one of Atlantic Business Magazine's 30 Under 30 Innovators. He's here to talk with us this morning. Good morning to you, Mr. Templeton Sawyer, Atlantic Canada's 30 Under 30 Innovator, and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Thank you so much, Star. Good morning, Bahamas. It's a pleasure to be here, and it's always a pleasure to just talk to you folks this morning. Yeah,
and I mean, I love that we're rocking the tie, you're representing the country. And we're definitely gonna have to get one of those made for Phil, because it is quite the tie. So thank you for wrapping us even all the way in Nova Scotia, Canada. Let's talk some more about this prestigious honor. So first of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
And then tell us, what was the innovation that garnered the attention of Atlantic Business Magazine?
So 30 Under 30 Business Magazine, the initiative actually is to welcome young people who are experiencing, who has a lot of creativity and who is bringing a lot of passion and innovation. So the innovation is my podcast, Tweet the Leader, a new podcast, where we are inspiring young people for change and also applying other professionals to be into the podcast to just encourage other young people for change as well.
Okay, all right. So it's all about that positive change. I love that, you're talking about tweaking leadership. And it's just a joy to see someone like you doing this and encouraging other young people to do the same. Why did you create the podcast? What was the mission for you when you said, this is what I want to do?
Well, you know, Star, I've actually been in Canada since 2016, studying first college at Holland College and then at Mount St. Vincent. And being here, I've seen a lot of youth who were hungry just for change and hungry for providing a platform just to have them on to hear their voice. And not only here, but also I've been seeing that in the Bahamas because I actively, I'm still involved in an organization called College Club. And I've seen young people who are hungry and some persons who just felt abandoned and their voice not being heard. And so Tweet the Leader in You's first target audience is to focus on those individuals, young people, I would say, who felt abandoned, but their story has yet to be heard. And so welcoming them onto the platform to tell a story, to share a tip, and to give advice to people who needs to hear it.
Okay, all right, excellent. I love that, giving voice to the voiceless. And of course, just spaces where ideas can be exchanged, right? The more that we talk and communicate, the more we can learn from each other, the more we can all grow. So that's beautiful. And then of course, just doing something that you're passionate about has led to this great honor. So how did it feel for you to be recognized this way?
Well, you know, when I first received the email that I was nominated, I was really excited just to be nominated because there was a pool of applicants that they could have selected. But when I was selected, I went screaming. I was really excited, but then I took a moment to reflect and just pondering, I say, wow, to be a Bahamian and also to be someone who's of international and a foreigner in another country to represent the Atlantic part of Canada, it's an amazing experience. And I take it on to journey. And I'm not saying that I have other persons who I would love to nominate for future selections. And so I have that privilege to do that. And so it's just reflecting, and it was an amazing honor, I would say.
That's awesome, Templeton. That really is something to be proud of, to be a Bahamian living in a foreign space, but still making an impact wherever you go. And I think it's a reminder to all of us that wherever we find ourselves, we ought to do it with all our might, make sure that we're making an impact wherever we are. How do you think young people can learn to be leaders wherever they are?
I would say you have to be open-minded. A lot of young people sometimes they like to stick to friends and they like to stick to where their comfort zone. Step out of the comfort zone. Open your mind. And me coming out of Bahamas and coming into a new country, I had to step out of my comfort zone. I had to connect. I had to collaborate. I had to communicate. I had to join different boards. Right now, I'm actually on 3 board of directors here in Halifax, where I'm actually building and being a part of the negotiations that the 3 different organizations are making. But stepping out of your comfort zone and allowing your mind to take action, because a lot of persons are afraid of that action because they say, "Oh, what if it doesn't work?" But if it doesn't work, try another strategy. So I would say be open-minded and be very actionable towards your goals.
I mean, just you and I are just on one accord, Templeton. Action is my favorite word. I believe it's the antidote to despair, and it's something that we have to do. And you're right, there's no such thing as failure. You learn something in each lesson, and you just move forward by doing something else. And so those are brilliant words to give this morning. Now, you say you're a student, of course. So what are you studying? What are your career aspirations?
Yeah, so my career aspirations, I'm studying actually business marketing, and I'm minoring in nonprofit leadership and management. And so I'm very passionate about the nonprofit sector, just being to give and also to be community driven, because I'm very passionate about the community. And so every time I go back home in the Christmas or sometime in the summer, if I have the opportunity, I give back to my school, and I also give back to other community organizations. But giving is my passion, so I think that's where I'm leading towards. And hopefully one day I'm working for the United Nations in the human rights area with poverty, because I feel that poverty is one of my areas of passion as well, in connecting in that area. So yeah.
All right. Well, we wish you all the best. Only good things happen when you come to Bahamas at sunrise. So we have no doubt that will happen for you. If you declare it, then it shall come to pass. How can people connect with the podcast, Templeton?
So I would say in order to connect with the podcast, you can actually follow us on Tweet the Leader and You on Instagram, or you can go on tweettheleader.com. And we have all of the recent episodes there. We're actually just finishing up our anniversary episodes. 1 year, full year. We started last year, October. So our 1 year anniversary episodes are still going on. And so I encourage you to tune in. We're also on Apple and Spotify. So if you are Apple and Spotify fan, stay tuned, listen to the audio area of that. So yeah.
Awesome. Templeton, we want to thank you so much for joining us this morning on Bahamas at Sunrise. We are very proud of you. Of course, I would have remembered you as a student growing up here in the Bahamas, always committed to leadership, always committed to community, as you say. And so it's just a beautiful moment to see you at this place now, where you're just getting opportunities to fully learn and grow, and then sharing those opportunities with others. We truly wish you all the best, and congratulations again. Thank you for joining us.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
You're watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
Doctors Hospital is pleased to announce our ambulatory surgical center located at Centerville Medical Center, number 68 Collins Avenue. This state-of-the-art facility offers outpatient same-day surgical services. Our team of skilled and attentive nurses, technicians, and administrative staff are ready to serve you and provide the highest quality care while offering competitive pricing in outpatient surgeries. Patient benefits include online pre-registration, pre-surgical screening, and anesthesia evaluation and clearance, all in a safe, COVID-free environment. We're open Monday to Saturday from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. If you have questions, feel free to contact us by phone at 302-3260 or by email at surgerycenter@doctorshosp.com. Doctors Hospital, trusted and best care now. Isn't your health worth it?
Hi, my name is Sanchez Clinton, pain and flooring specialist here at CBS Bahamas. And today I just want to welcome you into our brand new Pink Center where you could get top quality products at exceptional prices, such as Valspar, Minwax, Krylon, and so much more. At CBS Bahamas, you could get your color match, tinting, shaking hair for free. You could even get a digital rendering or even a color swatch, and we'll be able to mix it with our advanced color matching system. So come on down to CBS Bahamas where we could help you build beautiful.
Our world has changed. Many businesses have been closed for months with little or no access to their customers until now. Rev Media can help you remain connected to your customers. Our trusted customized advertising packages and personalized consultants will provide your business with immeasurable support during this challenging time. Your customers are already watching. Rev Media can help you to remain connected. Call us today. Let us help you.
Welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise. We're at the halfway point on this fabulous Friday. I'm Anastasia Palacios.
And I'm Philippe Simon, TGIF to you.
Indeed. Well, we hope that you've been enjoying the show so far. We certainly have great conversations this morning, Phil, very timely with all that's been happening. This domestic violence that's just coming to the fore in video now. And of course, you know, us losing our young Bella several weeks ago. And so it's very timely conversations that they're having with the Department of Gender and Family Affairs. And so it was great to see you do that interview.
Yeah, you know, and you try to contain yourself sometimes because there's so many things that you want to say. And, you know, this is GTV and, you know, you got to represent Joan and Sue and those things and not make any mistakes on TV, but star. It's one of those things where I don't think, I can't think of anything else that probably gets me more upset. But anyway.
Yeah. And you can see your passion for it. And what I'm hoping, Phil, is that more men will step forward and say, like, that we are very passionate about this, right? I think one of the challenges that we face as women in this topic of conversation is that even with the reporters, they've been asking all the female parliamentarians, well, what do you feel about this? But women are only of half the population, right? You need the other half to be in one accord. And it has to be that there is consensus among both genders that this has to stop, because men suffer from domestic forms of abuse as well, right? And so you want to make sure that even on International Men's Day that you acknowledge that there are men who suffer. And in order for us to see each other as equal, we both have to get into the fight. So a great interview there. And then, of course, a little bit more hope coming into the space when we saw Templeton and just an awesome Bahamian student doing his thing in Canada. And so obviously that was a joy for us to bring as well. We got more to come in the second half of the show. BAARK is here to talk about their inaugural Potcake golf tournament.
Yeah, and we'll revisit the segment with the National Sports Hall of Fame inductee Oral Hudson and, of course, Olympian Pauline Davis-Thompson, legends in the country. But first, let's take a second look with weather at sunrise with another legend, Godfrey Burnside.
Weather at Sunrise, brought to you by Bahamas First. What's first for you comes first for us.
Thank you, sir, and good morning, Bahamas. In your second look at weather sunrise, your tropical weather outlook, the tropics remain quiet, and tropical cyclone formation expected during the next 5 days. On the local scene, troughing across the extreme northwest Bahamas, along with moist and stable mass, will trickle off pockets of showers and thunderstorms across the northwest Bahamas today through the weekend. In your marine forecast, an advisory for small craft operators will come into effect by afternoon. Also, swimmers exercise extreme caution for the risk of hot rip currents. Today, your winds east to southeast at 10 to 15 knots, sea 2 to 4 feet in northwest and central Bahamas. But those winds will be shifting by afternoon, northeast to east, and increasing 15 to 25 knots, so seas building 5 to 8 feet. Over the southeastern islands, those winds will be easterly at 15 to 20 knots, seas 4 to 7 feet. On Saturday, those winds northeast to east at 15 to 20 knots, seas 5 east over extreme northwest Bahamas, Grand Bahama, Abaco, Bimini, for 10 to 15 knots, sea 2 to 4 feet over the remainder of the northwest Bahamas. Winds over central Bahamas east at 10 to 15 knots, sea 2 to 4 feet, and over the southeastern islands, 15 to 20 knots, seas 4 to 6 feet. On Sunday, easterly at 10 to 15 knots, sea 2 to 4 feet in northwest and central Bahamas, 15 knots, sea 3 to 5 feet over the southeastern islands. Your tides. You can expect a high tide at 7:31 this morning. The next low tide will be at 1:58 this afternoon. High again this evening at 7:45. Sunset 5:19 this evening. Rising was 6:30. UV index 7. Your water temperature 77 degrees Fahrenheit. And your moon phase full moon. Extended look. You're going to keep variable cloudy through Monday. Breezy conditions with a few showers, isolated thunderstorms. The temperature daytime will be in the low to mid 80s at daytime and the lower 70s at nighttime. That puts a wrap on your final look at weather sunrise. I've got to Burnside. Back to you, Phil.
Thank you very much, Godfrey. BAARK's, that's BAARK, first annual Potcake Golf Tournament will assist the organization with executing the essential spray and neutering program. Here to talk with us this morning on Bahamas at Sunrise about that is Rachel Hale. She's a fundraising committee member of BAARK. Welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Thank you so much for having me. Pleasure to be here.
Always good to be talking to, BAARK and you throw a little Potcake in there and then it gets really interesting, right? So for those who don't know, tell us more about BAARK.
Well, thanks so much for this opportunity. BAARK stands for, everyone calls it BAARK, but BAARK stands for Bahamas Alliance for Animal Rights and Kindness, and has been operating within the Bahamas for a number of years, really with the main focus of being spaying and neutering to control the animal population. A number of years ago, I think we're all quite fundamentally aware of the overpopulation issues, and Bahamas Humane Society does a fantastic service, as well as Puppy Potcake Palace and a number of others and fosters. But really, they're quite overwhelmed. So when we peeled back the layers, we identified that the real root of the cause and the only sustainable solution for this overpopulation was to have widespread spay and neuter available across all of the Bahama Islands.
Yeah. It's an issue. I mean, we see them all the time. They run around in packs. Sometimes it can be a little terrifying when you see that many dogs in one space.
Sure.
We call them Potcakes, lovingly so. But now you have a golf tournament that's going to be the first of its kind. I love the name, the Potcake Golf. Could never go wrong with a name like that. But tell us, what's the purpose behind it? What's the idea behind it?
We do, yes. No, it's a really exciting event. I think golf is inherent to the Bahamas. There's a lot of golf lovers, and we need to raise a whole heck of a lot of money. And I'll tell you exactly why. So we had, we've been doing a number of population studies, first in 2012, and we're concluding our last one right now. And that's really to get a handle on the exact number of animals on the streets, or the number of animals that are not spayed or neutered. And the need is not just when people come to us, it's going out into the community. And so this population study has really allowed us to identify where that need exists and where we can mobilize, which has then led us into the establishment of a mobile clinic. So if we can bring a clinic that does the spay and neuters into the communities that are most at need and assist the folks who have these animals or the strays, et cetera, that's where I think we can really make a huge difference. So we've been able to purchase, with the generous funds of some donors, Ron and Christy Ulrich, to purchase a 26-foot mobile clinic. That should be arriving in the spring of 2022. But here's where the funds come in. It's the operation of all of that. So we are hiring our own vet assistant, and a coordinator to allow us to spay between 20 to 30 dogs and cats per day, 5 days a week, operating in the community. And that will allow us to sterilize between 5,000 to 7,000 dogs and cats per year.
Wow, those are big numbers.
They are.
You mentioned one of your sponsors, one of your benefactors. I'm sure more are needed, maybe even additional trucks.
Could be. I do want to note that Alive is our title sponsor for the golf tournament. They've really stepped up for this cause, and we are so grateful for them. But yes, we do have this benefactor for this. We've got a number of great sponsors and participants for the golf tournament. So, raising funds, unfortunately, is the core of any kind of a nonprofit mission. And I think the benefits just, surely outweigh any kind of a monetary offset. So we're really excited about it, but we're really asking the public to come and help us join this great cause in the community together, because it is going to require all of us coming together.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, I mean, having a golf tournament is a great start. It's such a popular thing. Talk a little bit more about who may be the sponsors. What are some of the prizes? How can people register? What's the cost?
Fantastic question. So the golf tournament will be held on December 12th. That's a Sunday at Ocean Club Golf Course. And we are expecting up to 120 teams to join us. So we're really excited. We're almost there. The cost per entry is $500 for a team of 2. Okay. And that enters you into not only the golf tournament, but to win some great prizes. And we've got some raffles. So as most golf tournaments, we'll be awarding a first, second, and third net winner prize. We will have gross winners, some fun things like longest drive, closest to the pin, and new will be the heritage trophy. So the theme of this year's golf tournament is represent your heritage. So if you're from Long Island, come on and dress like Long Island. We're going to have a little bit of fun with it, but it's an 8 o'clock shotgun start, and it will be a scramble format.
Okay. All right. And I guess persons need to register quickly. I mean, 120 sounds like a lot, but we've got a lot of enthusiasts out there, right?
That's exactly right. Yep. We are more than 3/4 of the way to our sign up. So there's limited slots available, but I can share with you that we have phenomenal prizes and raffles. And so let me give some context to that. Our hole-in-one, for example, we're giving away a car. We have a week-long cruise on Royal Caribbean, which is fantastic. We have rounds of golf everywhere from Lyford Key, Albany. We have rounds of golf at Bahamas. We've got different stays. We've got semi-private flights on Tropic Ocean Airways. Let's see what else we've got. We've got dolphin encounters. We've got watches, scooters. I mean, there's some pretty phenomenal gifts and prizes that will be given out. So in addition to raising money for a fantastic cause, you'll have a ton of fun and win some great prizes and walk away pretty happy.
Yeah, and that's the bottom line too. I mean, you talk about a fantastic cause. We'll just finish the segment by asking this simple question once again. But how can people register, by the way?
Great question. At BAARKBahamas.com. That's BAARK Bahamas.com. Go to the events page, and you can either sign up to register a team of 2, sponsor, donate, whatever the case may be. All the information is contained right there.
Yeah. Okay. And final question again. Why support this cause? I mean, obviously, it's gotten the attention of sponsors, and they're not just doing that because they can. They're doing it because they believe in BAARK.
That's exactly right. And the cause really is to control the animal population in the Bahamas. It's to ensure that that mamas don't continue to get pregnant, that you don't see tiny babies on the side of the road that can't be fed, that you don't have strays that you're afraid of and that come after you. It's all of the things that you've ever heard of that are an issue with animals. This gets to the root and the core of it and allows these animals to live out really great lives without having to worry about where their next meal is going to come from or if they're going to have another litter of pups.
Yeah, thank you so much. Again, that's www.baark.com.
BAARKBahamas.com.
Gotcha. Got to put the Bahamas in there. Rachel, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
All right, great, excellent stuff. Watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
Welcome back.
Since 1967, Freeport Oil Company Limited has been dedicated to fueling growth and prosperity in the Bahamas. We have been a constant pillar within the country, striving to invest and support our community through the best of times and the worst of times. For us, Full Call represents 21 years of strength and consistency, consistent leadership, consistent growth, consistent customer service. Through it all, we are resilient. Full Call, fueling growth for people.
Comfort Suites Paradise Island is the best kept secret in the Bahamas. Located directly next door to the Atlantis Resort, you'll receive all the privileges of an Atlantis guest with all the benefits of a Comfort Suite stay. Enjoy everything Atlantis has to offer, including Aquaventure Water Park, plus all the amenities of Comfort Suites. Free Wi-Fi, free breakfast daily, and kids stay, play, and eat free. Visit ComfortSuitesPI.com.
Imagine what it would be like if there wasn't a referee. That's why we have a referee, to make sure that we all play fair. As an independent regulator, IRCA has been working with consumers and service providers since 2009 to ensure that the regulated sectors are well managed and that everyone's interests are fairly represented. That way, we all get to play on an even playing field. IRCA, improving lives through effective utilities regulation.
Hi, I'm Dr. Wanda Rogers.
Hi, I'm Dr. Munish Sharma.
Hi, I'm Dr. Valencia Johnson,
Director of Ambulatory Services at Doctors Hospital.
I'm the Director of Imaging at Doctors Hospital.
I'm a pediatrician here at Doctors Hospital.
I am vaccinated against COVID-19.
I'm fully vaccinated against COVID-19.
I am fully vaccinated against COVID.
Are you?
Are you?
Are you?
Welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise. The National Sports Hall of Fame is the highest award the Bahamas government gives to individuals for their accomplishments in sports. And today we get to talk to one of its new inductees. Very happy to welcome some good Elutra people, Mr. Oral Hudson. And he, of course, is joined today by Olympian Pauline Davis-Thompson, who, of course, represents us both at the ministry level and at the international level in all things sports. And so we welcome both of you today to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Thank you so much. Glad to be here.
A pleasure to have you both here. And Mr. Hudson, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
It is such an honor. How do you feel?
Elated, speechless.
Okay.
It was speechless. I was just speechless when they called me, and I said, "Are you serious?" You know. So I'm elated.
One word, elated.
I received that. I understand that, to give your life to something and then to have it recognized. And I think sometimes we just do things because we love it, we're passionate about it, we're good at it, and we try to pursue that to the best we can. And then to see that other people see that is a true blessing. And so you, of course, are receiving this for your career in volleyball.
Yes, ma'am. Volleyball. I started when I was 14 years old. I made the national team at 16, started on the national team at 17, and went on from there. The rest is history.
All right. And so did that history take you off to college? I know that you have some basketball in your genes as well.
Yes.
So talk to me about your athlete journey.
Well, back in those days, we played almost every sport. So I did track and field, softball, soccer, basketball, volleyball. But volleyball was my main catalyst, and then basketball got my education, got me my education. So I was able to go on a basketball scholarship because I played both almost at the same level. And I went off to Alabama first, junior college. And from there I came home, worked for 2 years, then went to St. John's University, where I played basketball, then also coached volleyball at St. Ben's as an assistant coach. And then came back home and just stuck to volleyball after that.
So you assistant coach volleyball at St. Ben's, and of course anybody who has any sort of SAC connection or who knows, there's so many Bahamian students who've had the opportunity to get connected to education because of St. Ben's and St. John's. So it's exciting to hear that you coach there. Did you also coach here at home?
Yes, I coached locally with the Bex Ravens for I think 8 years. That's just the females team. We never won a championship. We won the pennant, but never won the championship. Yeah, but 7 or 8 years I coached the Bex Ravens team, ladies team.
Excellent. Well, congratulations to you.
Thank you. There's a lot of coaching. Wherever I see people playing, I will coach. I help at high school levels, church levels, wherever.
Yeah. And so you still coach to this day?
No, not anymore. Again, because I work nights, it's difficult to get out to coach now.
All right. Well, the award speaks for itself. You put the time in, and the award comes. Pauline, of course, we've recognized you since we heard your song and saw you win that medal for us several years ago now, and then continue to be proud of you in this previous Olympics, watching you put the medal on Shawnee and just be in that space where you could speak for us, right? And you told them that, even though Crimson Tide rolled deep, that Stevie was going to win. And I say, tell the people, Pauline, tell the people. But, for you now to see so many other Bahamians being recognized, how does that feel as a fellow athlete?
I feel really great because I remember when I first started my trek, people used to tease me and said that I was the only Bahamian athlete. And for a while that was so. I was the only one on the international circuit wearing the Bahamas colors and representing the Bahamas. But I kept saying to them that they were coming. They didn't see them yet, but trust me, they are coming. And I remember, even with the 4x1 with the Golden Girls, I remember we were sitting, I think we were in Zurich, and I was having a conversation with the Jamaicans, with Merlin Oddie and Juliet Cuthbert, who happened to be my great friends. And I was telling them that we were going to beat them in a 4x1. And they were looking at me like, are you crazy? That's never going to happen. And I remember my other good friend, who is also Bahamian, Andrew Times, was there with me. Andrew was like, yeah, we're going to beat y'all. Pauline ain't lying. We get some up-and-coming sprinters coming. And so when we burst onto the scene and we start cutting their hip, they were like, oh, wow, you really was serious about it? I said, yep. And so it just always gave me great pleasure to represent our color. My favorite color of all colors is black, gold, and aquamarine. I see myself as a Bahamian first. My passport says the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, and I take that very seriously.
Yes, ma'am.
And I know this young man. Way before any of this. I'm so proud of him. We used to flip burgers at McDonald's together.
Oh, wow.
Back in the day. And I also know him as a fellow athlete. So I'm just so thrilled for him, and to see that he's getting his roses before he closes his eyes. And it's so important that the powers to be understand that you should give persons their roses before their eyes are closed. It's not their family member that's the one that did it. They're the one that do it. And Oral, I am so happy to see this smile on your face. It's so deserving.
Thank you, Pauline.
For all the years that you put in and being the kind of man that you have become in life and being such a leader in our country. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you, Pauline.
This is a beautiful moment for you, right? You haven't even distracted because I think about McDonald's nuggets, but I will tell you that it's just great to see both of you in this space at this time, having put in the work. And I think that's what I want people to pay attention to.
Yes.
That it takes dedication, it takes discipline, it takes sacrifice and going and coming and sometimes being in new spaces. But wonderful things can happen when you're willing to put in the work. Pauline, it's a Sports Heritage Month. So what else is going to be highlighted during this month?
Well, we're doing lots of different things, and really the focus is really on athletes and what they have done to bring notoriety to our country. A young man said to me the other day, I was at the farmer's market, he said to me, when he met me, he said, I never even knew the name Bahamas until the Bahamian athletes. He said, that is how I knew the name Bahamas, and that is how I started paying attention to the Bahamas. And that is what sport does. That's what persons like Oral do. They bring notoriety to our country, and so it's important that we celebrate them in every which way we can. Let them know how proud of them we are and the things that they have been able to do for our great country, because we want to inspire the next generation of athletes. We want to inspire them. One of the most scariest things for me is when I saw John Quell Jones decided to go and compete for another country. My heart, I kid you not, it dropped to the bottom of my foot. And I still right now sit on pins and needles because I'm literally afraid that she has kicked that door open for others to do the same. And I hope not to be alive to see that.
I think you all continue at all, right? And in months like this, continue to remind us of why it's so important. So I love to hear you talk about your pride as athletes and to represent us. And I hope that translates. Mr. Roberts, I'll give you the final word. Anything that you want to say to the Bahamas or to other athletes as you celebrate this moment and bask in what should have been and we're glad has come for you?
You know, I always tell people, do what makes them happy.
Okay.
If you're going to be an athlete, remember it's going to be a big sacrifice. I remember getting up 5 o'clock in the morning before I go to school to go and run Cabbage Beach and Goodman's Bay Beach, and you have to put the time in. And the thing about sports, it prepares you for life. The discipline you need to be an athlete, you will find you need that on your jobs. The discipline you have there will take you through everything you go through in life. Everything.
Discipline is the word?
Discipline.
Yeah, it's discipline, it's dedication,
Yes,
it's determination, and it's desire, the 4 Ds.
That's right.
You have to have those, it's like baking a cake.
That's right.
As an athlete, as Oral just said, you have to have those 4 ingredients as a part of your character in order for you to have success.
That's right.
Like Oral has had, and all our other inductees, persons like Laverne Eve and Gina Mackey and all these great Bahamian athletes who have done such great things for our country. They are now getting their roses while they are still alive. And we have some you know. But for the most part, I'm just so thrilled because I know majority of them.
Right.
And I'm just so thrilled that they put on the black, gold, and aquamarine colors of our country, and across their chest it says Bahamas. Yes.
Indeed. Well, thank you all so much today for joining us on Bahamas at Sunrise. Black, gold, aquamarine.
There you go.
Yes, baby.
And we're grateful, we celebrate you, and we're going to have more to come in just a minute.
You work hard to provide for and protect the ones you love. However, life can present unexpected challenges. Who you call in times of need matters. Insurance Management is a Bahamian-owned company that has been serving our community for over 40 years, offering a wide range of coverage for all of your personal, professional, and commercial needs. When life happens, rest easy knowing that our skilled and experienced agents are there for you in your time of need, so that you can get back to what matters most. Insurance Management. Nobody does it better.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for us here on Bahamas at Sunrise. We thank you so much for joining us today. We wish you a wonderful weekend and a very happy birthday to my good friend, Philippe Simon.
All right, thank you so much, Dar. Happy birthday, buddy. We got a whole weekend planned, whatever it is that he wants to do. But listen, you do the same. Have a great weekend, and we see you again soon. Bye.
Bye.